Here are 10 removed Minecraft features you probably don't remember, starting with the player always spawning on a sand block. Prior to version beta 1.8, the player would always spawn on a block of sand when spawning into a new world. But now, as of version beta 1.8 and above, you can spawn on any block in the game, which apparently even includes bamboo. But let's move into the next feature, which is going to be the sun rising in the north. Prior to version 1.0, the sun would actually rise in the north instead of the east. So if we look in the modern version of Minecraft, you can see that the sun rises in the east, which is indicated by us looking to the right of our map. But in version beta 1.7.3, the sun rises in the north of the world, as indicated by us looking north on our map. But let's move right into our next feature, which is going to be minecart boosting. Now, before beta version 1.5, when powered rails were added to the game, you actually had to set up boosters to be able to propel your minecart. So what you would do is you would place your minecart on a slope, and you would drive it right by another minecart, and that would actually accelerate your minecart. But if I place down a minecart booster in a modern version and ride my minecart right past it, you will see that absolutely nothing happens at all. Which I guess makes sense because now we have powered rails to boost our minecarts, but it still would have been nice if this method worked as well. So let's move right into the next feature, which is going to be the in-dev map settings. That's right, in the in-dev version of Minecraft, which was released even before the alpha versions, you would actually be able to customize your Minecraft world before creating it. So you could select different types of shapes, you could select flat, square, deep, you could select different types of world, floating islands, regular islands, all sorts of different stuff there, and you could actually customize the world that you were generating, and you could have floating islands, or you could have a huge world with huge drop-off like that, and you could have a lot more customization settings than you currently have. But anyway, let's move into the next feature, which is going to be the starting house. This was also a feature from Minecraft in-dev, and it was a house essentially originally made out of mossy cobblestone, then was changed to wooden planks, and you would actually spawn into your world with a house already constructed. I think it was pretty cool, but at the same time, it makes sense to force players to build their own house to try to spark a little bit of creativity. But let's move into the next feature, which is the 3D anaglyph. This feature, prior to its removal in version 1.13, allowed you to see your Minecraft world in 3 dimensions, with the only caveat being that you needed to have some red-blue 3D glasses, and since a lot of people did not have those glasses anymore, they ended up removing the feature because it wasn't really that useful. But if you do have some red-blue 3D glasses, go ahead and take a look on screen and let me know in the comments if you can see that in 3D. But let's move right over into the next feature now, which is going to be the enchanted golden apple crafting recipe. Although many people know that you can actually, or you used to be able to craft the enchanted golden apple with 8 blocks of gold surrounding 1 apple. What you might not know is that this was actually the crafting recipe for the regular golden apple originally. So you would simply put 8 blocks of gold in your crafting table, put an apple in the middle, and that would be how you would craft your golden apple. But now, as you can see in a modern version of Minecraft, if I decide to place my 8 blocks of gold in the crafting table, and I decide to use them to see round an apple, then what will happen is nothing will happen. I will try to craft my enchanted golden apple, and nothing happens. This was removed in version 1.9, and I think it's a kind of a shame, because I think it was cool to be able to craft the enchanted golden apple, and craft the golden apple with those blocks before it. But let's move into the next feature, which also has to do with apples, and that is related to the player named Notch being able to drop an apple. Notch, as you know, is the original creator of Minecraft, and what essentially happened before version 1.3 of the regular release version is that if the player named Notch would die in game, then he would actually drop an apple. So you can see there I have nothing in my inventory. I used a hack to change my name to Notch, but if I go over and walk to where I died, you will see that I did in fact drop an apple. So let's move into the next feature, which actually is relating to trees. And this is specifically relating to several types of trees that had been in the game but were actually replaced with basically the same version of trees but using different materials. So you had the cold and oak tree, which was exclusive to the Pocket Edition, and that was basically an oak tree but made out of spruce wood logs for some reason. But you also had in the Java Edition before version 1.7, or in the development versions of 1.7, you had versions of the dark oak tree and the acacia tree, which were essentially versions of themselves but using pre-existing wood types instead of the new acacia and dark oak wood types. So you had the acacia tree, which was made out of jungle wood, and you had the dark oak tree, which was made out of spruce wood. So that was pretty interesting, but I'm pretty glad that these trees now have their own actual wood types. So let's move into the next feature, which is going to be formatting codes. Now this feature has an asterisk because it is not actually removed yet. It's actually just been deprecated, which means it's being removed sometime in the future, and it's in the process of removal. Now basically what these formatting codes do is they let you essentially change colors of text in game. They let you obfuscate text, make text bold, underlined, struck through, or even italicized, and there's a lot of different things that you can do with them, which is why I'm quite upset that they're removing them, because this is actually one of my favorite lesser-known Minecraft features. But with that out of the way, that is actually all 10 of the lesser-known features or removed or cut features that I have gone through now, and basically let's go through them all again. Let's take a look at each one individually and just take a review to see how they all work together and how they all fit together. So as we remember from the start of the video, feature number 1 was before version beta 1.8, you would always spawn on a block of sand. I'm pretty glad this one was removed because I think it makes sense that you should be able to spawn on any block in the game, although it was kind of cool, like for world building, like saying like you washed up on shore or your ship crashed or something. But you also had the sun setting in the north instead of the east. I'm very glad this one was removed because there was no reason for the sun to set in the north. That is very unrealistic. Then you also had the minecart boosters. I'm kind of just so-so about this one. It makes sense that now we have powered rails or minecarts with furnaces on the Java edition, but it was still nice to be able to boost your minecarts. You had the in-dev map settings. Those were pretty cool, but now that we have infinite worlds, it probably makes sense not to have those. We also had the in-dev starting house, which was pretty decent, but I think it makes sense to, make players build their own houses because we don't want them just, using the starting house and not being creative. We had the 3D anaglyph. I wish that was still in the game, but you know what? Not many people have the glasses anyway, so whatever. We had the crafting recipe for the golden apple. Whatever, it is what it is. You can't craft the enchanted one, but you can at least still craft the normal one. We had Notch dropping an apple. He doesn't really play Minecraft anymore, so that doesn't really affect anything without it being removed. You had the old versions of these trees here, and I'm very glad that the acacia and dark oak trees now have their own wood types, because I think it just doesn't make any sense to have it otherwise. And then of course you have the formatting codes, which I'm pretty upset that they're removing those, because I like those a lot. I like using those in my science and my survival and creative worlds. So with that in mind, though, that is actually going to be the end of this video. So I want to say thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you did not like the video, go ahead and leave a dislike, and be sure to subscribe for new Minecraft videos every week. Hopefully, I don't know, I don't really have much of a schedule, but go ahead and subscribe. And if you liked this video, click the one on screen right now and see if you like that one too. Goodbye.